Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have brought you a super romantic, subtle, pink Valentine's makeup look. I know you're like, dude, we're only in January, calm down. But it always happens. I never start on time and I always only upload like 1 or 2 videos. But this year it's gonna be different. I'm gonna upload a shit ton of videos and tutorials just so you guys have a wide range to choose from. You can pick and choose what makeup tutorial you like the best. And yeah, I'm gonna try and bring you guys as many Valentine's makeup look as possible. And today I created this look using the deck of Scarlet collaboration with Sonjdradeluxe. And you're like, why are you being so dramatic? She's Canadian, y'all. She's Canadian. I'm Canadian, she's Canadian, and ever since I met her, that's the only thing that really called my attention, was that she was Canadian. And I'm all about supporting Canadians. I'm all about supporting each other. And honestly, I was so honored that they sent me this palette. So as you guys know, I am obligated by law to tell you whether or not this video is sponsored, and it's not. Don't worry, it's not a sponsored. I'm not making 1 cent. I'm not making any money out of this tutorial, so don't worry. Don't be like, oh my god, I can't trust your word because you're getting paid. No, I'm not getting paid, but I did receive the palette in the mail from them for free. Clear? And if you're wondering, this palette will cost $29.95, which is incredible once I show you guys what comes in the palette, which I will later on in the video. But one thing, it's not like you can go to Deck of Scarlet and you can purchase the palette itself. It's a subscription. You have to pay $29.95, and then every other month you'll receive a palette, a different palette. And the best part of all is that every palette is in collaboration with one of your favorite YouTubers. Last month it was with Kelly Strack, which I still haven't gotten my hands on the palette, but I will soon, hopefully, once I get the money, because I actually have to pay for it. And then this month is with Sonjdradeluxe, again with the Canadian YouTuber, and one of the shades in here is called A. I died. But anyways, we'll see what YouTuber creates the next palette, and hopefully 1 month it will be me. Imagine, a girl can dream. And I forgot to tell you guys that that $25.95 includes shipping. So not only the palette, it's everything. And what you get, it's not only the palette, you get eyeshadows, you get cheek colors, you get lip colors, you get eye pencils, and you get lip pencils, and free shipping on top of that. Yes, right up my alley, because shipping to Canada is expensive. Let me tell you that much. That's why I don't really order online, because the shipping is an eyeball. I swear, I'm gonna have to sell my kidney to pay for shipping. So it's pretty awesome if you ask me. Anyways, after the longest intro in the world, if you guys are interested in knowing how I achieved this romantic Valentine's makeup look, then just please keep on watching. Hi guys, as always, to get started with this makeup look, I'm going to be using a foundation primer, and today I'm using the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water, which is awesome, and I finished my full size, so I'm using my travel size. I'll just spray that all over the face and wait for it to sink into the skin. And once I do that, I'm just going to take my foundation, which today is the Pro Longwear foundation from MAC, and that is in the shade NC35, and I'll just apply a coat of that foundation all over my face with my damp beauty blender. Now with my NC25 concealer from MAC, this one is the Studio Fix, I'll just apply that on the areas that I feel that I need a little bit more coverage, which are underneath my eyes, because I want my dark circles to be covered, and I'm also going to apply that on my eyelids because I want my veins to be covered, and I also want the concealer to act as an eyeshadow base, and it will prevent my eyeshadows from creasing. I also apply that on the rest of the face just to balance out the highlight on my skin. Now, as always, we have to set our makeup in place, and for that, I'm also using another MAC product. I am so sorry, I didn't realize that I was using so many MAC products. But anyways, I'm just going to use this Studio Fix powder in the shade NC25, and I'm just going to dab that all over the face and set the makeup in place. And dabbing will sink the powder into the skin. And I also love doing my trick, which is applying the powder with a sponge, a dry sponge, to be specific, and I will apply that powder with the sponge any areas that I apply the concealer, and this will fill in any pore and will give you that porcelain finish. I'm telling you, try this trick, it's awesome. Now I'm just going to bronze up the face using the Sephora bronzer. This is Honey Heat, and I'm just going to apply that on my usual areas, which are the hollows of the cheeks, the sides of the forehead, on the forehead, and the jawline. I love bronzing up my face because the powders have a tendency to make our face look flat. They completely erase our features and our shadows, so by applying a bronzer, we'll definitely bring them back. Now I'm just going to set my makeup in place using MAC Fix Plus. This stuff will lock your makeup in place and it will make it last a lot longer. But just before it gets dry, while it's still tacky, I'm just going to apply my highlight, which today is the Ofra Rodeo Dry. And I already hit pan. I'm just really on my last little bits. I have to order a new one. But as always, I'm just going to apply that highlight on my regular areas, which are the highest point of my cheeks in a C shape. And then I'll apply that on the chin. And today I'll apply it on the highest point of my eyebrow. And then I'll also apply that on the Cupid's bow, the tip of the nose, and the bridge of the nose. And then finally, I will apply that on the brow bone. Now, using this Tela Blue by Hot Mess highlighting and contouring palette, I'm going to mix all the contouring shades, and I'm just going to do a quick nose contour. And lately I've been loving this combination because it's not orange, it's perfect for contouring. And as always, I do 2 lines on the sides of my nose. I blend them out with a brush, and then finally I blend them out even more with the tips of my fingers. Now, the start of the show, I'm showing you guys what the packaging looks like, which is pretty freaking awesome. And right at the bottom, we have the full size black eyeliner. And then here is the palette, which was really tucked in there because it was in this foamy thing that protects the palette from breaking while it's being shipped to your house. And anyways, look at this beautiful black rose. Actually, Sonjdradeluxe has that tattooed on her left wrist, and don't ask me why I know that. So the bottom are the 2 lip shades, lipsticks, which are nice and creamy, and then you have another pencil, which is lip pencil, and then you have 2 cheek products, and then 3 beautiful eyeshadows. I'll start using the palette with the cheek products. I'll mix that in and apply that as a blush, and it was a really nice orangey blush. And then I'll use a darker shade for the cheeks, and I'm just going to apply that on the crease, and this is going to be my transition shade. Now I'm using the pinkyish shade, and you know what, they all have names, I just forgot them and I don't have the palette here with me, so just with my awful descriptions will be enough. So with the pinkish shade, I'll just apply that on top of the orange eyeshadow, and then I'm going to take the burgundy reddish eyeshadow and I'm just going to focus that right on the outer V of the eye, and all we're doing here is creating depth into the area. And once I blended that out, I'm taking my NYX Jumbo Pen in Milk, and I'll just apply that on the beginning of my lid, probably about halfway. And then I'm going to take the subtle highlight, and I'm just going to apply that all over the lid with my finger. And then for a more precise application, I will apply that with a brush. Now I'm taking the black eyeshadow and I'm just going to buff that into the crease again, and with dabbing motions I'll blend that into the highlight shade and the burgundy shade, just because I don't want harsh lines and I want to make sure that everything is nicely blended. Now I'm just going to do my wing eyeliner. You guys know what I'm using. I don't really have to tell you guys, but I will just for the sake of this. And it is the NYC liquid eyeliner, and I'm just going to do a regular wing line. Now I'm just going to take this NYX eye pencil, and this is in the shade Light, and I'll just apply that on my bottom waterline, and this is going to make my eyes look bigger and brighter. With the subtle highlight shade, I'm also going to apply that on the tear duct, because you guys know this is personal preference. I love to have my tear duct very highlighted. Now I'm just going to apply a few coats of mascara. I'm using a sample from It Cosmetics. For lashes today, I'm using Cocoa Lashes in the style Soho. You guys know it's one of my favorite lashes ever. And as always, I place the falsies right in the center of my lash line. And then I place the outer corner as close to my lash line as possible. And then I place the inner corner as close to my lash line as possible. And that is it. That's how simple it's applying falsies using this method. And it's always worked for me. Now going back in with the burgundy eyeshadow, I'm just going to buff that on the bottom waterline. And of course, finishing up with a few coats of mascara. And this will conclude this eye look, you guys. It is beautiful. I'm obsessed. And now we're ready to go flying away with our lashes. Bye-bye! Now I'm using the nude lip shade, which is so gorgeous. Oh my goodness, I died. I've been literally wearing it non-stop. I'm just going to apply that with a brush because the consistency of this product is a little bit on the thicker side. So I would recommend to use a brush to apply this. And last but not least, to finish up looking like a goddess, you have to bronze up that clavicle, those shoulders, and those boobies. Just shower yourself in these beautiful highlighters, and now you're popping and very highlighted. So this will conclude this makeup look, you guys. I hope you like it, and I'm again very thankful for this beautiful palette. I have been using it like crazy. Look how sad it is already, and I made sure to clean it. I make sure to make it a little bit more presentable for you guys, but it was really hard to do because I already actually dug into this palette like crazy. I'm simply truly obsessed with the palette and the YouTuber that created it. So anyways, you guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here, and don't forget that I will bring a lots of Valentine's makeup looks just for you guys. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here, and as always, I'll see you in my next tutorial very soon. Bye bye. Mwah.